Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Olight i3S-CU flashlights. These are really cool copper brass flashlights that I definitely think you guys are going to want to check out, so make sure you stick around. Thanks again for joining me, guys. I do want to say real quick, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe and like buttons. That'll definitely help me out a lot. But again, like we said, today we are looking at the Olight i3S-CU. There's the boxes. As you can see, I've actually I've got both of the two different finishes. They're both labeled as CUs, of course, meaning copper, but they're both brass lights. So anyways, we'll go ahead and open the boxes up and kind of talk about specs like I usually do up front, and we'll get that out of the way and then take a look at the operation and just kind of impressions of the lights. So you get this little cardboard sleeve on the box, obviously. So we'll kind of set those aside. Now, I do want to touch on the packaging real quick. Those of you who have followed my videos for any length of time, you've kind of heard me mention that I'm usually pretty impressed by the way that Olight packages their stuff. To me, the way a company packages their products kind of tells me a lot about them. If they take time to provide an impressive packaging, I like that. So they definitely did a good job here with these lights. Nice hard plastic case with a push button. Woo, and we're gonna throw it. But yeah, nice little push button. Pops the lid right up. As you can see, I love the way it's presented to you. Like I said, it's great. You get a nice little kind of felt bed for the light and nothing underneath it or anything. As you can see, there is a cavity here that's to store the AAA battery that this thing uses, and it does come shipped with one, so that's really cool. Also, I guess if you wanted to transport it, you could throw a battery in the light and then carry a spare right there. Rechargeable, whatever, doesn't really matter. So that's pretty cool that you can kind of transport it protected like this. Also, you're gonna have your instruction manual, obviously. So let's just I want to talk briefly about the finishes and just kind of show them off to you guys. The one on top up here is the raw brass finish, and I'm going to try to get up close and you can kind of check that out. And then this one is, it says it's titanium gold coated. To be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with that particular coating, if it really is a coating, so guys feel free to kind of chime in and correct me. But as you can see, it's almost got a lacquered look to it, where the lacquered and kind of smoothed out, whereas the raw brass is obviously a little bit more textured than this one. So that's pretty much it there, guys, in terms of appearance. So I do want to go ahead and talk about specs. Obviously, they're both brass. You've got 3 settings on them: a high, medium, and a low. Your high is 180 lumens. You get 3 minutes of runtime there. After that 3 minutes, it's going to throttle down to 90 lumens. You get 42 minutes there. Your medium is 20 lumens. You get 10 hours of runtime. And your low is 2 lumens with 96 hours of runtime. Now, those runtimes are with just a standard alkaline battery, so obviously if you're using a nickel metal hydride, rechargeable cell, it's going to be a little bit higher, but I'm not going to bore you with those specs. It is waterproof, which is great. It's waterproofed at IPX8 standards, so of course those of you who don't know, that means that you can submerge it for down to 2 meters for 30 minutes and it's going to function when you take it out. So really cool there. Obviously you can see it's really small, right at 2 3/4 inches long. You've got a pocket clip, obviously, as well as a split ring, so you could use it as a keychain light. For me though, personally, it's the weird thing about this light is it's a little big for a keychain light in my opinion, but at the same time it's kind of small for a pocket clip light, so it's kind of right between the two, so use it as you wish. But it does have the split ring, so you can use it as a keychain light. The pocket clip is stainless and it's also removable, as you can see, and it is reversible, so you can throw it around the other way. You can either carry it like this with the butt end up, or you can carry it bezel up as well if you wanted to. And also the cool thing about carrying it bezel up is you could clip it on the bill of a hat and use it as a headlamp if you wanted to, which in my opinion is pretty cool. So the LED is a Cree XPL-CW, and there you can kind of see the LED. Also, obviously, the reflector down in there is orange peel. So in my experience, orange peel reflectors typically kind of give a more of a flood effect, or kind of a solid wash, no real centered hot spot or anything like that. And for a light like this that you're not using as a searchlight or anything, it doesn't really have a tremendous amount of throw. That orange peel reflector is great because it's gonna make it a good floodlight, for kind of around the house and looking for your keys, doing work on the car at night if you needed to. Those kind of just simple everyday kind of tasks, in my opinion. So pretty simple. Operation is really easy as well. Just 3 modes, so you don't have to worry about a ridiculous amount of things to cycle through, which is good. I typically do prefer button activated flashlights, but that's just, of course, my opinion. You guys can kind of make an informed decision yourself. But no matter, it is a twist bezel design, and you just twist the bezel to cycle through the modes. It's really that simple. So you're always going to start in high, twist it again, that's your medium, then your low, and then it just cycles through again. So let's stop on medium and turn it off. There is no memory function, so next time you turn it on, as long as you wait 3 seconds, it's going to go back to high, as you can see. So no memory there. A little bit of a bummer in my opinion, but at the same time, that's just one of those nitpicky things. It's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's a keychain light technically, so it doesn't really matter. But just to kind of show you, let's go back to the high. The camera is kind of making it look like it's got a dedicated hotspot, but it's not really the case. As you back the light away, that hotspot kind of fades away throughout this area as you back the light off. So really not a pronounced hotspot, and I personally kind of like that. So that's pretty much it in terms of specs and an overview of it. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like in the dark, so you can kind of get an idea as to what this thing can do inside. Alright guys, I'm going to try to do this one-handed with the tripod in the other hand, so just bear with me. But there we can see the first mode, which is obviously the high. Really lights up the room well. If we shine it at the ceiling, I know you can't really see much, but it definitely provides enough light. Medium still lights up the area well. And then the low, 2 lumens. Enough to see what's in front of you to keep from tripping, but not really enough to identify anything. So that's pretty much it, guys. Now, before I let you guys go, I did forget two kind of important things that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. One is just to show you how to access the battery. Pretty self-explanatory, but just to show you, you're just going to loosen the bezel and the battery will come right out. There you can see your O-ring there. I would recommend using some silicone grease on the O-ring and the threads just to kind of preserve both of them. Make sure that the O-ring doesn't wear excessively or anything like that. Also want to weigh it for you guys as well. So obviously, as you just saw, it does have the alkaline battery in it. So let's check it out. 1.3 ounces. 1.3 ounces. So really lightweight even with the battery. So great flashlight, guys. Really well rounded. I think it's a great EDC piece, and if you're interested and you're kind of looking and on the fence, you definitely need to pick this thing up. Thanks.